Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, Force here, and today we will be looking at a series of StarCraft 2 commentaries between EG's IdrA and FXO Oz. We are on the map GSL Daybreak, spawning down over here in the lower left-hand position. We have got our blue Protoss player, FXO Oz, and his opponent here in the upper right-hand spawn location, our red Zerg player, is EG IdrA. Yes, Protoss versus Zerg, Oz versus IdrA, starting off here on the map GSL Daybreak. I tell you what, guys, I have been on a roll lately of StarCraft 2 commentaries, just banging out game after game, series after series, and I am absolutely thrilled. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. You know, every once in a while, I'll take a day or two off, you know, just not do some commentaries for 1 or 2 days. This week, it was over the weekend, didn't really get any commentaries done. And when you get back to it after taking a day or two off, at least for me personally, I am reminded every time I get back into it how much I love this game. And that's why I've been like casting non-stop. You may not see these go up like one after the other, but these were seriously like all done in succession. And I was just like, this is great. I'm going to keep doing some more games, having a blast. Yeah, StarCraft 2 is amazing. What a glorious, glorious game. And how much fun it is to commentate. Cannot wait for Heart of the Swarm and all the new exciting action that is going to bring. Oh yes, yes indeed. Alright, looks like to start things off we will be seeing a Forge Fast Expand here from FXO Oz, and I will just call him Oz from henceforth. It will be a Forge Fast Expand from him, and actually looks like he may be going Nexus first as he's saving up those resources. And already breaking 16 plus supply here, so yeah, he will be dropping the Nexus before that Forge, and then we'll be seeing the Forge somewhere in either one of these two positions. He'll try to work his way across to finish off that wall. Over here for IdrA, he did decide to go pool first. Looks like he is now planning to drop his expansion. First checking the backside there. You notice he pulled on through past where he needs to drop the expansion. He was looking for a probe and or pylon for possible future cannon harass or anything like that. Just wanted to check to make sure that that was not taking place. No extractor yet here for IdrA, as he has decided to hold off on that gas. This will allow him to drone up a bit harder early on, get those early queens, everything of the like. Back over here for Oz, it looks like he will be finishing that wall off here. You can see he's got another pylon placed over here. Let's see if he decides to leave any space. Forge now finished. We should be seeing that cannon come on down next. There it is. There's the beautiful, beautiful cannon. What else is he doing here with this probe? Just kind of chilling out for now, maybe preparing to drop a wall off completely, and there it is. Finishes the wall off. That is a full wall off. Every building is touching each other. That sounded weird. And that means no units can path through unless he kills off likely that pylon. I doubt he's going to kill the Forge or anything. So until he kills off that pylon, he will not be able to leave his base or bring any units from outside of his base back in it. IdrA has scouted that out there with the Overlord. He knows that full wall off and that Forge Fast Expand are occurring. Looks like the probe is actually going to be pulling down over here for a moment and then hiding in this position. That's odd. Oh, changed his mind. Going down over here, hides in the corner. So I'm going to try to make sure he can chill out over here for a moment. Now taking a look over here, we can see IdrA decided to take a quick third as he drops his next hatchery in that second expansion position. He already has his natural up and is working to saturate that. Still no gas, as again, with going for a quick third, you do of course need a lot of resources. Zergling pulling by. Does he miss it? Misses the probe. Oz in a beautiful hiding position. The Zergling walks right on by, even though he was on an attack route. You can notice that red line. That means anything that Zergling comes within range of, he will attack, but just barely missed that probe there, and the probe will pull up and scouts the expansion. Now we do have two Zealots moving across the map. Back at home, not a whole lot going on. About to finish his Cybernex core, and he's got the level 1 weapons upgrades coming through. Oz dropping a pylon. IdrA spots this here as he's moving out with that Overlord, so he knows that this harass is coming out. We've got 14 links coming out in order to respond to this. Two Zealots still making their way across the map right now. One Zealot over here trying to do some damage, doesn't manage to do much at all. Will be forced back, so there's a total of 3 Zealots. Plus we've got this pylon. He's coming out with a cannon. We'll be attempting some Zealot cannon harass over here. IdrA absolutely positively has to stop this. If this finishes, IdrA is going to be in a lot of trouble. He cannot let this finish at all. Zealot's trying to formulate a wall over here and prevent those Zerglings from getting up to the cannons, and he's going to be focusing down this one Zealot. You can see getting very close. If he can break that down, he will be able to get up to the cannon. It's going to be close. Gets the last Zealot. Cannon finishes. We'll be able to do some damage. but looks like he's gonna get it. The cannon isn't target firing down the queen, instead trying to work down some of those lings. And let's see Oz cancel this. Oz, what the heck? Oz not canceling that cannon will end up taking the full resource loss there instead of getting a majority of it back. I don't know why he didn't cancel that. Clearly that cannon wasn't about to do any damage. Yeah, that's a little perplexing to me. Nevertheless, though, IdrA successfully defends the attempted harass there from Oz. Oz trying to hide that probe again, isn't heading back home, and again, he can't really get back there because of that full wall off. So he'll just be chilling out over here for the time being, but IdrA, beautiful, beautiful defense. Let's take a look at the resources lost. You can see Oz quite a bit behind right now, losing 725 resources in that whole exchange between the Zealots, the 2 cannons, and that pylon. He also canceled a cannon that he did start building up there, and you do lose some resources for that as well. Overlord Scout trying to move back in. This will be a sacrificial scout. IdrA will be losing this in the attempt to scout what's going on here. Now all he'll be spotting is actually a couple of gateways, so nothing too telling. He did also see that robotics though, so I guess that's something for him, huh? Pylon coming down over here, and another one coming over here. IdrA is fully aware of this one. He knows that pylon's coming through. We also have another pylon coming over here. Oz planning to keep up this aggression, even though he's already behind. Looks like he really is dedicated to trying to do some damage. Now we got these lings pulling back. Actually, IdrA about to finish a Roach Warren. He's got an Evolution Chamber in play. Metabolic Boost also coming through. 4 Zealots get warped in. Oz will be losing that pylon, but he will just be going straight for this expansion, trying to focus down that queen. Also, probably wants to focus on killing off some workers, dropping that spine crawler as well. We get 6 roaches coming through. Spine gets taken out. Lings pull forward, try to engage with those Zealots. Lings are not going to be enough though. We will need those roaches. Luckily, he's got a bunch of roaches about to pop. And all IdrA has to do is micro a bit. A lot more Zealots coming through as Oz is really committed to doing some damage here, pushing forward with these Zealots. We'll be taking out the queen. See you later. IdrA without enough roaches, having a hard time microing away from these Zealots. He also, of course, doesn't have that speed upgrade that is just starting right now. Trying to do what he can and target fire down some of these Zealots. Already losing a few roaches. We'll be losing a bit more, it looks like. One Zealot pulling back, trying to get some worker kills back here in the main resource line. This Zealot gets taken out by some reinforcement roaches. Zealot over here has 2 kills. Number 3. And that's it. IdrA able to defend that. Yet again, another attempted aggression there from Oz. Let's see how he came out that time. Well, hey, you know what? He's not quite as far behind. He was able to do a pretty significant amount of damage there, killing off a queen, killing off a few roaches, also got a few worker kills. I guess only 2. Only ended up killing 2 workers. That's not nearly as much as I thought. I thought he got at least 3. That is surprising. Well, you know, good on IdrA for not losing hardly any workers there in all of that harass that we were seeing from Oz. Oz now trying to move up into a 3rd position. He's forming a wall off here with gateways. Should probably see maybe 1 cannon here as well. And that Nexus about halfway done. Besides that, weapons level 2 coming out. Blink research coming out. We'll be working with Blink Stalkers. We also have an observer here. This will be the first observer, I believe. Yes, it will. This will be the very first observer. He started off with some immortal action. Try to defend these expansions. 2 cannons and a full wall off. Lings will be pulling forward to do some damage here in the meantime. Oh no. Lots of damage coming down from these Lings. Definitely need these sentries here to drop some. Yep, I guess the threat enough. Didn't actually have to drop any force fields. Just the threat of that happening was enough to force IdrA to pull back. Plus we've got these cannons now getting close to finish. Roaches pulling forward. Gonna try target fire down. They get force fielded, and we're going to see those sentries do some damage here. A couple of them able to escape, but the sentries and the immortals will take out the rest. He will be losing this over here, trying to push her in this direction. Nothing doing. Loses the warp gate, kills off a lot of those roaches, though. Oh boy, IdrA actually behind because of that. He killed off a cannon and a warp gate, but lost a ton of roaches, as Oz was able to force field them in place and stop them from escaping. That was nice for Oz, getting himself back in it here. And we do have IdrA working up to his 4th in spotting that this 3rd is up and that he won't be able to break through that quite yet. 2 pylons getting placed down instead of another warp gate. Oz getting ready to move out. That blink research is finished. He's coming out with a warp prism. Weapons level 3 already. He's already 1 armor, 2 weapons. And how is IdrA? Nothing for that. He does have mutas, has made that transition into the higher tech. Stalker blinking back. Now mutas with Guardian Shields are not nearly as effective, so he does have to be careful. Let's see if IdrA decides to try to engage this or not. He can get that full surround, but we'll probably see a bunch of force fields, more Blink Stalkers. Oh, the force fields needed to go around his units. That may not have gone exactly how he had hoped, as the Zerglings were able to get right up on top of those sentries. Took some hefty losses there, but it looks like he is going to be able to work through this. It's going to be very close. Finally able to force back those mutas. Has enough Blink Stalkers to take care of that. Lost all of his sentries, really? Yeah, he lost every single one, as IdrA was able to get a full surround there with the Lings. Now Oz preparing to move into his 4th base will be forced to cancel. He didn't cancel it, he just took the loss. What the heck, Oz? Why are you, what are you doing? Why did he not? Gosh, I don't know, dude. I do not know. He didn't have any counter aggression going on. We got mutas now in the main. Mutas in the main, killing off a pylon, going for that cannon, trying to do some economic damage. Some Stalkers getting warped in to try to help defend against us. Not the greatest. At the same time, we got this push coming across the map over here. We have the Warp Prism to allow him to warp in units on the battlefield. Stalkers with some micro, able to take out the rest of these mutas. Here comes the big push. The Lings getting us around. Mutas moving forward. We got Warp Prism. We'll be warping in some more units here if he can, if he has any spaces. All his Blink Stalkers have got on that. And all of the Lings getting a full surround on that Immortal. That was hilarious, and it looks like IdrA will be able to defend this, and he has lost all of his mutas there that were inside of Oz's main, but he was able to defend that push. Defend against that push is what I'm meaning to say. A couple Lings sneak here into the natural expansion through that opening. That gets quickly taken care of. Not sure if IdrA killed off too much there. A couple Lings plus, only 7 workers killed in this game for IdrA. A couple Lings plus the mutas, able to take out the Stalkers there in the center of the map. And IdrA at this point now is going to definitely get map control, as Oz has very, very small forces at the moment. 26 army supply as opposed to IdrA's 65. IdrA definitely will maintain map control right now. No question about that. We still have this, and that should come into play. I guarantee we're going to see a Warp and a Zealots hit that at some point in the future. This pylon gets spotted and taken care of. Still has the probe chilling out over here. Okay, that gets taken care of. It's like, that cannot stay there for much longer. See what IdrA's got planned next. Now he has an infestation pit coming out. Has also the speed upgrade there for the Overlords getting researched. You see how he's spreading creep all over the map here, giving him extra scouting, also delaying this expansion. And this is a problem right now, is Oz is just on basically 1.5 mining bases. His main's pretty much almost all the way mined out. Focusing on the Speedling Muta, and this is going to go straight into the natural expansion. Get ready to do some damage to get done. Blink Stalkers pulling forward to try to do what they can. Ooh, nice. Nice Blink Stalker, Michael. These Lings could walk right up in the main right now. A couple of them will do that very thing. And the Muta's trying to do some damage back here. Drop the pylon, stop any possible research from coming out there. Delaying it quite a bit. Lings over here doing quite a bit of damage as well. Now going for those cannons. Oh, man, taking significant losses. Muta's trying to move back in. Blink Stalkers will take out the rest, though. IdrA just lost a bit. Losing those mutas definitely hurt him, but he has also done a ton of damage here. About even in terms of resources lost. 17 workers killed, however. He also delayed any storm research or charge zealot research by killing off that pylon, which Oz has yet to remedy, as he hasn't dropped another pylon yet. And that's what I thought this was going to happen at some point, but just the one zealot, so really not too much. Oz really in a tough position right now, as IdrA appears to be in a pretty commanding spot with map control. He's got 4 bases up and running. Would really like to see him get another one. He does have this coming through that is almost done. We'll be meeting Oz in the center of the map. Needs to be careful, though. Those mutas, he doesn't quite have the numbers. Needs those Speedlings to get that surround, and there you go. Continuing to push forward to as much damage as he can to those Blink Stalkers. Now, the Blink Stalkers will prevail here, but never mind. Reinforcements will be helping out IdrA quite a bit. Oz, with the Warp Prism, threatening reinforcement warp-ins, forces IdrA back. Look at this. Oz with a huge force from this pylon. Also getting some Archons into play. Armor level 3 coming through. Weapons level 3 is done right now. IdrA only 1-1. Working on armor 2 right now. Oz has a significant upgrade advantage at the moment, which is concerning. 44 Lings coming out. Oz definitely, I think, is going to take out this base. IdrA trying to pull forward. Let's see how much of a surround he can get with those Lings. Not a lot of mutas here. It's really going to come down to how effective the Lings are, and not that effective, as the Archons plus the Zealots taking those out, and IdrA, oh no, this expansion is a goner. That is a goner. 30 lengths coming out. Being that far behind in terms of upgrades really is going to hurt IdrA here. Oh, no, 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 no. Ugh. Lost the Infestor. This expansion is gone. Oz feeling a little bold here. He's going to continue to try to push on the next base. Just be careful as he's about to deal with the surround. IdrA calls it GG and leaves the game. My gosh. Oz with that upgrade advantage and a very successful push after dealing with all of IdrA's aggression, manages to win the game. Although IdrA had some decent harass this game with those speedling and muta run-bys, he wasn't able to deal with the brunt force here of this push from Oz. And one significant thing to keep in mind as well is the huge upgrade advantage, Oz being 2-3, while IdrA was 1-1 at this engagement. Definitely did not help his cause at all. Also, position-wise, he wasn't able to get a full surround here, not hitting much from the backside with his forces. That would have helped a lot had he had the opportunity to do so. Nevertheless, though, guys, game number 1 here going to Oz. We'll be moving on to game 2 in just a moment. As always, if you like the content, please subscribe. Thank you for watching. Keep watching and keep owning.